looking at a Trane XV system, and it's 3 years old, 2022. One we installed and having some issues. Sorry about the lack of videos or the frequency dropping off the way it has. I'm not gonna say I've gotten bored with it, just something more important that I'm looking into and working on, and we'll get around to that in the future. These doors are always a pain in the ass to get off. Anyway, some alert codes popping up on the thermostat randomly, and let's see if we're getting one out here. Yep, we're getting one out here, and it's related to one of our infamous common problems with these units. There is something, now this particular problem doesn't stop this Trane. There are things that will stop them, but some things don't, some things do. But look right there. I can get the light to come on here, and we'll see if our fault code alert, if you can see that or not on the screen right there. Another infamous temperature sensor problem. So let's test it and see what it is. It's related to this one, suction line temperature sensor. Then your coil temperature sensor is over here, and that comes into play obviously for your defrost cycle. This particular model XV system also has a liquid line sensor on it. It has a pressure transducer for the high side and the low side. So this particular Trane XV, if you go in here into the menu, monitor menu, go down to system, scroll over, this one will actually, and I don't know if you can read that on here or not, but it gives you your coil temperatures. Oh, there's our suction line temperature sensor reading 0 right there, and then it gives you your suction pressure, and it'll measure your superheat and subcooling on this. You don't actually have to hook gauges to it. Once that fault's cleared and this thing's on and running, you can go through there. It'll tell you high pressure, low pressure, superheat, subcooling on this outdoor unit. Sensors inside do the same thing for cooling mode. This one will do it in heating mode. It also gives you your superheat while you're running and cooling, if you need to look at all that and check it without putting gauges on it. I tend to want to put gauges on these because these sensors are just not trustworthy, and I've found the pressure transducers to be a little inaccurate. So I'm just old school. I'm gonna throw something on it, and I know my meters and my gauges and my sensors are all working properly, so I'm going to use the equipment I trust, not so much the equipment that tends to have a lot of issues. Alright, let's get all this checked out. Service facts that usually is in the back of the unit is not there, so I keep the old XV manual on the truck. Suction line temperature sensor right there. Here's the chart for it, so we're going to check that out. These two orange wires right there. Go check our DC voltage, see what it comes out to. And I know the video frequency's dropped off a little bit in the last few months. Not that I'm bored with it, there's just kind of some other things I'm working on that are taking a little bit more of a priority. But I will put them up when I can, get them recorded when I can. It's just not something that's really been a priority right now. So this thing is 245, 46 millivolts. So I'm going to put my range directly to DC voltage and double check that. That's an auto ranging meter, so I don't always trust it to be exactly where I need it. There's certain situations, but anyway, right there, getting 0.2, so it was reading right. I just want to see it in a DC reading because that's what our chart goes by. So 0.2 volts DC. Oh gosh, 0.26 is 150 degrees, and I know it's not 150 degrees out here with this unit not running, and the outdoor temperature is 65, so that's going to be no bueno. Bad sensor. I'm going to get it swapped out real quick. Alright, so I have a sensor right there, and this unit has a 16-pin plug, somewhat similar to what you see on a 16-pin variable speed unit. Maybe 18 pins on that, I don't know, never really counted them, but they all come back, and then everything, each individual sensor coming off of it or whatever it is, plugs individually up here at the top. And so we have to find the one, which is this one, and unplug that, and then I'm just simply gonna run this up through here and plug it back in. Get this one out. And get the new one in. Tight spot they give you up here. Alright, so we have our new sensor mounted and snapped on. Here's the old one. I'm going to double check this one now. Go right in here. I'm going to grab the right leads. Go right in here to our orange to orange right there. And we are now at 1.15 DC. 1.15 DC now. Is telling us it's about 65 degrees, and it's 64 out here, so problem fixed. I gotta tell you, these sensors whip Trane's ass. And no comment about all this. I personally am not a fan of it. It is what it is. Doesn't have to be this complicated, like I've said many times before, to heat and cool someone's house for them. But why not, right? So our fault code in here is now cleared. Our sensor is reading correctly. And well, that's one out of about 8 sensors in this setup between the indoor and the outdoor unit, and I'm sure at some point we'll come back and replace all of them, because these sensors, talking about opening a can of whoop ass, these sensors lay it on Trane all the time. But anyway guys, appreciate you watching, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.